Hello everyone, it is me, and I'm going to be reading a news article for you, and it's about the online safety bill. To an extent, well, it's mainly about it actually, but also to do with, I believe you pronounce it, Brianna Ghey's mum, and essentially she was a mother of, I forgot who the girl was. I'll call her a girl. She was trans, but just to be nice, I would suppose I would call her she, whether you like it or not. I'm just being nice. Because what happened essentially was that there were these two pieces of shit freaks, essentially. One girl, one boy. I think they were in a relationship. I think it was like, when did this actually happen? I'm gonna have to. It's a bit unprofessional, but I'm gonna have to sit shut. Cause was it like earlier this year? Certainly sometime this year. But was it like mid or early? Not sure. Brianna Ghey. I'm just gonna search her up. Alright, when was this? It's all new. Alright. I don't know where. I don't know actually. When did it happen? All these like 6 days ago, so we've been back in the news. So around 11 months ago, so almost a year ago actually, I found the video. That's how I usually find stuff when news articles come back up. But this is up. But anyway, I digress. So. The only reason why I'm reading this article for you, because it's kind of like some of the more scummier tactics I think the government are trying to get sympathy for the bill because of what happened, what we discussed in. But I actually going off topic. I forgot to tell you what happened. Essentially, all these two. I think I forgot to say it, but essentially all these two sick 15-year-olds, I believe, who killed this girl just because they thought it was fun. Incredibly edgy to a point where you would want to throw up. Like some of the messages that were shown from these two losers, cause you might think to yourself, well, they must be like psychos, killing people for the sake of doing it. But it was just so pathetic. It was so edgy to a point where it wasn't even threatening. Like it was hard not to chuckle because of all the nonsense they were saying. But anyway, not very scary. Like if they will probably shit themselves if they met someone who was actually like evil. But anyway, I digress. A government minister offered to meet mother Brianna Ghey to discuss measures to stop children using social media. Esther Ghey, I believe that's how you pronounce it, has called for a ban on under-16 using smartphones with social media apps. Well, I want people because I don't think she'll ever watch this. But if she is, well, I'm sorry for your loss. And second, you were very aware that your child had social media beforehand, before she was stabbed and killed. So it's a bit hypocritical. Maybe she had a changed heart, but I don't get why you would do that. She had like Instagram and TikTok page. She also had anxiety, I'm quite certain, and depression, other things. So she wasn't mentally well. So I don't, maybe because of a stabbing, what happened, but I'll try and be nice because I think it's a mix of both why this is happening. Some of it to regard sympathy, some to get sympathy for the online safety bill, because everyone practically hates it. It doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on. Everyone, I think the majority of people despise it. And I also think that it's it's an interesting news topic because it was very well known in the news in the UK, if I remember. I'm seeing lots of news articles on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, so on and so forth. So I think it is that, just for a bit of news outlet, as well as since her daughter died, which is a shame. It doesn't matter what she was, transgendered or otherwise. An innocent person was killed, and I think she's been quite rational, not thinking about the future. Cause bills like this never end well for freedom, does it? It never ends well. Like basic history will tell you that. Anyway. She also wants companies to flag searches of inappropriate material to parents. How would you even be able to do that? Well, like if I searched up, for instance, how to build a bomb, for instance, would it go to the parents' number, like message the parents' phone number, or on email? How would that even work? Anyway. And also, that is a very good way, not just to flag inappropriate searches, but to go to more stuff like sending it not to the parents, to the government as well for things they don't like. You know, a very good gateway to Chinese social media control and just control in general. But I digress. It comes after it was revealed that one of the teenagers who killed Brianna February last year has watched videos of torture and murder online. Well, that's more of a parents' issue. Like, that has nothing real to do with you. It's a parents' issue. This is stuff that a parent should be doing. If you don't want your child watching torture and murder videos online, then do it yourself. Remove it. It's not the government's job to do it. Like, I'm trying to be nice to her because I understand that she's probably not thinking rationally about the consequences. But for anyone generally who isn't in the same situation but of a child being killed, because and one of the main reasons being so on because of them planning it online, then you're utterly pathetic. You're just lazy. You're a lazy person. You shouldn't have kids to begin with. Or you're just a pussy. Last week, Scarlett Jenkinston and Eddie Ratcliffe, both 16, were sentenced. Oh, they actually got the names. Because I remember they actually didn't reveal the names. When I remember it. Both 16 were sentenced to 22 and 20 years in prison, respectively, for their exceptionally brutal murder of Brianna at Cluscliffe. I don't know how to pronounce that. Linear Park near Warrington. Well, 20 years. Good. I suppose certainly for younger sentences, like it's some people barely get a slap on the wrist. Like, I forgot who it was, but I think it was in 2021. Going off topic here, but there was a kid with curly hair. I think had autism, and he had a girlfriend, and she was cheating on him with someone else. So he decided to obviously break up, and she paid another guy, like 50 quid at most, to go and stab him, like just what any normal person would do. And that's where they only that at least the girl who helped plan the murder only got 8 years. So still, I think should be certainly I will make it a bit longer than that, since as edgy as it is, like someone who's gonna kill someone in cold blood just because it's fun, and not able to be a part of society. There's no point in rehabilitating them. They are genuinely just psychopaths, so I don't see why they even bothered with a 22 years or 20 year sentence. Speaking to the BBC, Miss Ghey said she has also discovered her transgender daughter had viewed pro-anorexia and self-harm material online. Well, the discussion of that stuff is like you shouldn't promote this stuff. It's vile. Like, at the end of the day, freedom of speech is freedom of speech, and like people who do promote this stuff online should be criticised and ostracised. Is that what should happen to these people who do promote stuff like this? But it shouldn't be for the government to block it or make it illegal. And for a matter of fact, you should have already known this since your child had anxiety and other mental illnesses. So at the end of the day, why wouldn't you take an interest in what she would watch online? So she seemed very influenced. She seemed like a very influential person who could be easily influenced. Sorry, but anyway. She has called for smartphones without social media apps to be made available for under 16 without software on parents' mobile phones that can highlight keywords that children are searching. What will these keywords be? What would they be? Anyway. Like these policies never end well. I already said it before, but like if you generally believe these policies, like the government will just leave it stuff like I want to kill myself, how to build a bomb, how to make a gun, etc. You are practically a retard. If you generally believe the government is going to leave it that and not try and go further with stuff like, more stuff about being against the government. Because like same thing with China and Russia. We always do stuff like this to protect whatever democracy, to protect minorities, but it's never about that. Like, it's never about that. It's just for control at the end of the day. She said, so if a child is searching the kind of words that Scarlett and Eddie were searching, it will flag up on the parent's phone. But how would that work? How would that work anyway? And also, how would you make it so that it would somewhat connect to a parent's phone as well? I don't see how I could do that without being under bureaucracy. Speaking to the Manchester Evening News today, at February 7th, Technology Minister Michelle Donnell revealed that she has now reached out to Brianna's mum. She said, "First of all, I just want to say my heart goes out to her and all of her family in what must be a horrendous ordeal, and I think it's taken a great deal of courage to come forward to share personal experience and thoughts to try and prevent this from happening to other children." So yeah, you can certainly since this isn't just like a random journalist. This comes straight from like one of the technology ministers, one of the top government agents. So it's clear that this is just trying to get more pity and try and make the online safety bill look more good than it is. Because think of the children. Essentially, this is what it is. But it's not about that. It's just for control. I have reached out to her mum to have the conversations about her potential ideas, to go through what's available. Now, what we could discuss in terms of the actions of social media companies in the future. The Secretary of State, who was responsible for bringing forward the online safety bill, a tyrant, said that this new legislation will make the UK the safest place for children on social media, and also probably one of the most totalitarian places for everyone, for the internet in general. So yeah, that probably sugarcoating it a bit, but anyway. She also said technology companies such as Apple and Google already offer a number of parental control tools of what kind that Miss Gray is asking them to introduce. Well, yeah, just use them controls, you idiots. They're already there. They already exist. Why go to the government to do it? And most of them are free anyway. Like, quite soon you can on YouTube can have like this. I know it's not perfect, but you can have this thing like where it looks like inappropriate, material. And it's a bit harsher than normal YouTube rules. And that's just for YouTube itself. Like if you have a young child, just let them use YouTube Kids. Anyway, so I think she kind of to an extent contradicts herself. That she's saying that we're going to put this policy to make it the most safest place in children, although they are policies to make children safe online to begin with by the private sector. So I don't think this woman is very smart. However, the Tory MP said Brianna's case is much deeper because her killer used the dark web to view disturbing content, adding that it shines a spotlight on the ingenuity of young people to get around tools that block certain kinds of content on the internet. Well, you don't need to go on the dark web to watch gore. Like, I don't know if this is these kids were kind of stupid and they didn't realise you essentially can search up like gore on Reddit, on the internet, on Google, whatever. Like, it's not that hard to find gore. You don't need to go on the dark web to find it. Unless it's the news trying to over-exaggerate it and make it seem like it's more serious than it actually is. Because you can find this on the normal internet. You don't need a VPN, you don't need to go on... Don't need to use... Sorry, I forgot what it was called again. Vor, I think it is. Vor, yeah, it's like Vor, with the onion router. Yeah, I think it's something like that. To access gore. So this is either just an over-exaggeration or this person actually found a red through, which I'm quite certain isn't even real. I'm certainly keen to talk to her mum and her family more on this topic. Well, I understand they may probably have some strong opinions on it, certainly what happened to their daughter, but they're not legislators, they aren't experts. At the end of the day, we're just a normal family. They're just a normal family who, unfortunately, something terrible happened to their child. So, I really don't get this. I think it's just like a news stunt, trying to advertise the bill to make it look a bit better. I think this is the only reason why they're doing it. We have regular dialogue with social media companies and digital companies about trying to progress this agenda further, but we are world leading in this area. But our piece of legislation will have a real impact because it's not just words and trying to reach behavioural change from social media companies. It actually has teeth. Oh, okay. What it will do is if social companies fail to adhere to the bill, they could face fines up to 10% of their global turnover. Well, it seems like we're going to say goodbye to YouTube, Instagram. WhatsApp was something that said that if this happened, they very well might not operate in the UK anymore, because this is going to be so strict, because either we've got two options. Either we're going to get fined like hell, because the algorithm isn't perfect, or we're going to make it so strict that you can't essentially do anything. So that's not even harmful, not even like death threats or actual horrible things. It's going to just be extremely strict. There's no middle ground to it. There's going to be no middle ground. So it's very good. There's a good chance that all those companies are going to leave, like YouTube, Google, Meta, so on and so forth. Even so, YouTube is owned by. Even though YouTube is owned by Google address. Not profit, not UK, global turnover. And if they evade the regulator on top in relation to child abuse and sexual exploitation, the executives could face jail time. Well, that's already illegal. Why not implement those laws already? And that's fine, like genuine sexual abuse and sexual exploitation to children. Yes, it should be a crime, but it already is. So why don't you just implement the previous laws? Instead of making up more ones as an excuse to have more power. So this really does have the teeth to have an impact. She added, we really took the stand in this country to say that we are standing up for children, but we are also standing up for parents. What for parents to say on their fat ass all day? They can't police their children 24/7 in a digital age. Well, you can't do that to anyone. Anyway, you can't do that to anyone. You can't police anyone 24/7. So, yeah, it is a concern. Of course, we have valid concerns about the internet and children using it. But be the parent. Be the parent. Actually look and take time. That's just like an extremely petty, flat excuse. There needs to be a minimum floor that protects children in this country when it comes to social media use. That's what we've done as a government, and that's it in its implementation stage at the moment. So that's the end of the article. So yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to kind of call this out because it just seems like an extremely scummy tactic to try and get people to like the online safety bill more than it is. Because it's pretty much hate for anyone with two brain cells, to be honest. Like I said before, it doesn't matter where you are politically, it's quite despised by everyone, even all journalists included. So yeah, I kind of debunked some of the arguments here. It's just an excuse for them to try and make themselves look good, and trying to get themselves more power to begin with. So yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to even able to implement some of these policies without them having to use ID, like to access stuff, not just like stuff like we said before, like pornography, but stuff like YouTube. Since to be fair though, like most adults, to be fair, I don't know if it's just my family, but most of them don't use ID, maybe because they're like in their 40s, 50s, so we don't need to use ID really. So most of them will either just not use YouTube at all, or I'm just using YouTube as an example, any social media site. So they're gonna lose loads of business. But social media sector gonna lose quite a lot of business, I think. Or either that's one of the options, because people just stop using it because they don't have PIDs, or that it's going to be very good for the government to spy on people because of ID is a pretty good tool. So you can, because at least with now you have some anonymity on the internet, even with mainstream social media sites. But with ID, it will be easier for the government as well as social media sites to just see who you are. So that means there could be loads of data being stolen, more than it already is, and being sold to people. As well as the government making it easier to find who you are. So yeah. So anyway, so that's my thought on it. Like I said before, I'm not going to repeat myself again, but that's my thought on this. I just kind of like an extremely scummy tactic what they're using to try and get more sympathy for the online safety bill. But if you disagree with me, comment why you think so. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. Goodbye.